line is drawn in the sand. Someone help me to understand what's going on, what's taking place now in my nation. All of a sudden, like some people don't know right from wrong, they taking their death like some sheep with their heads bowed down. But I remember times in the past when politicians were doing crap, they wasn't afraid to call out their wrongs and let them know they're not having that. But nowadays, it's like people scared to speak the truth. They're living in fear, disparity, hypocrisy. It's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't have the people hostage. To speak the truth, everybody afraid. They can't do that. They can't do that. From public servants you can hear a song, victimization of the tidy tongue. They can't do that. 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 Pressure, pressure, everywhere you go the same cry. People can't meet the basic needs, let the country dry. But for some people, you can tell them that they don't want to hear. They don't care how much people suffering once they party them. We healthcare system drowning in a mess. Basic medicine, the patients can get them poor money's, the hands on the head, who take away the bread, so heartless and dread. But still we PM keep wasting millions, traveling the world and renting a mansion. Disparity, hypocrisy, it's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't turn deaf ear to the people's cries, and every day feeding them bags of lies. They can't do that. They can't do that. Too much ego, too much arrogance, no empathy, I do what I want. They can't do that. 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 Calypsonians, we all want to know where the hell you're gone. Those self-proclaimed who call themselves the people's champion. For years and years, you sing songs claiming you're the people's voice. But it's clear right now, you no longer care about the people's plight. So much was waiting on the Chinese homes, but so sad for them, they can't get the loan. 118 million we got for burial. Affected families catching their ass still. The poor man can get GDP small loan, but some ministers could get few millions. Disparity, hypocrisy, it's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do temporary work, as I hear them say. They might get permanent when they turn grey. They can't do that. They can't do that. The promise was made, they go pay pension. Now they stuffing the throat with pension reform. They can't do that. 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 Halibidoi, tidilidei, tolololoi. I hope this song sheds some light on some people's life and help them to think it straight and see wrong from right. It doesn't matter who you support, that is your own choice. But don't allow that to make you deaf or dark in your sight. Before politics, we are Grenadians, so we can be free to say wrong is wrong. No matter your race, no matter the class, shouldn't be about color, but it's country first. So let's change this now before it's too late, and let's try our best and eliminate disparity, hypocrisy. It's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't keep them fooling us every day and expect we problems to go away. They can't do that. They can't do that. And if they don't listen to what I say, they will pay the price on election day. They can't do that. 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 The line is drawn in the sand. Someone help me to understand what's going on, what's taking place now in my nation. All of a sudden, like some people don't know right from wrong. They taking their debt like some sheep with their heads bowed down. But I remember times in the past when politicians were doing crap. They wasn't afraid to call out their wrongs and let them know they're not having that. But nowadays, it's like people scared to speak the truth. They're living in fear, disparity, hypocrisy. It's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't have the people hostage. To speak the truth, everybody afraid. They can't do that. They can't do that. From public servants you can hear a song. Victimization of the tidy tongue. They can't do that. 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 Pressure, pressure. Everywhere you go, the same cry. People can't meet their basic needs, let the country dry. But for some people, you can tell them that they don't want to hear. They don't care how much people suffering once they party them. We healthcare system drowning in a mess. Basic medicine, the patients can get them poor money's, the hands on the head. Who take away the bread, so heartless and dread. But still we PM keep wasting millions, traveling the world and renting a mansion. Disparity, hypocrisy, it's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't turn deaf ear to the people's cries, and every day feeding them bags of lies. They can't do that. They can't do that. Too much ego, too much arrogance, no empathy. I do what I want. They can't do that. 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 Calypsonians, we all want to know where the hell you're gone. Those self-proclaimed who call themselves the people's champion. For years and years, you sing songs claiming you the people's voice. But it's clear right now, you no longer care about the people's plight. So much was waiting on the Chinese homes, but so sad for them, they can't get the loan. 118 million we got for burial. Affected families catching their ass still. The poor man can get GDP small loan, but some ministers could get few millions. Disparity, hypocrisy, it's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. The temporary workers, I hear them say, they might get permanent when they turn grey. They can't do that. They can't do that. The promise was made, they go pay pension. Now they stuff in the throat with pension reform. They can't do that. 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 Halibidoi, tidilidei, tolololoi. I hope this song sheds some light on some people's life and help them to think it straight and see wrong from right. It doesn't matter who you support, that is your own choice. But don't allow that to make you deaf or dark in your sight. Before politics, we are Grenadians, so we can be free to say wrong is wrong. No matter your race, no matter the class, shouldn't be about color, but this country first. So let's change this now before it's too late, and let's try our best and eliminate disparity, hypocrisy. It's confusing me, and it's a shame to see. They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't keep them fooling us every day and expect we problems to go away. They can't do that. They can't do that. And if they don't listen to what I say, they will pay the price on election day. They can't do that. 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 They can't.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Hope everything is going all well and okay with you wherever you are. I don't think any of you should be having a problem in hearing me tonight. Yeah, you see, you realize, yeah, the thing, right, nice, yeah. Yes, I don't think any of you should be having a problem in hearing us tonight. Just let me know if everything is going all well and okay and you're hearing us correctly. You just heard they can't do that. They can't do that. Yeah, they can't do that by Sheldon Douglas. That is his one of his calypsos for 2025. Now I don't know if he has a second one somewhere hiding. You know, you never know with Dougie. Sometimes he has one hiding somewhere he ain't ready to release yet, and so you know, you just always have to be careful. You never know what Sheldon Douglas coming with. Yeah, another Sheldon. Yes, indeed. And folks, we ain't sticking tonight. You know, we have to get into it early. So before we get into that, we have to get into this, because remember, and we say a special good night to all of you joining us on the YouTube, all of you joining us via the Facebook. Hope that you all are having a fabulous, fabulous night there. Yeah, those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, we hope that you all are having a fabulous night tonight. You know, yeah. Let me see if I wonder if I have a nice little tune there. Yeah, let me run that one there still. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So I'll go run this one in the background there while I make sure everything. Just remember to send me a message. Let me know if you're hearing us okay, if everything is coming across. So it should be coming across okay. Should not be having any problems at all, but just in case, yeah. So I'm getting the messages that it's loud and clear, yeah? That everything seems to be working okay. Nice, beautiful. Because we have a lot to discuss, yeah? Ceylon, it's been a while now I haven't, it's been a while now I haven't heard you, bro. Wait, no, Ceylon, now I make it out, right, yes. I was trying to remember the voice, yeah, and okay, yes, nice, good, yeah. And I know saying I ain't here for a while now. Izzy, good night to you. A good night to you, Jocelyn, Madison, Lucy, Andrew. Yeah, hey. Hey, mate. Where's my bloke, man? Where's my bloke out there in the UK? Man, we're not hearing you, man. We want to hear from you, man. Come on, bro. Your input is appreciated. We like to hear from you. Don't stay far. Yeah. So folks, got to give you some quick reminders of some of the activities of the new National Party that are coming up. Let me just see here, this thing. Nice here, behave yourself now. Yeah, some of the activities that are coming up, because we have, as usual, you have quite a few activities that are coming up. So just want to give you all a reminder of some of them, because tomorrow night there is going to be a public meeting. But watch now, we ain't taking chance, eh? This time we making sure that we set up and we wait in. Start the meeting on time. When they start the meeting, when they finished, then we will proceed with talking points, even if it's half hour, because I ain't think we go get through everything we had to get through tonight, you know. I really don't feel we will get through everything we had to get through tonight. So just remember, tomorrow night, that's going to be taking place out there in River Sally, St. Patrick. And it is the public meeting, St. Patrick East Constituency Branch. And of course, up to bat, you have Mr. Bertrand John. He's the constituency lead for St. Patrick East. Mrs. Amanda Japal George, the new National Party caretaker for St. Andrew Southwest. Mr. Jelani Glean, caretaker for St. Patrick West. The Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest Cohen, the Member of Parliament for St. Mark. And the man himself there, you know, the chairman of the new National Party, former Prime Minister, or former best finance minister in the region. Yeah, former political leader, former leader of His Majesty's opposition, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. He's also the member of Parliament, unbeaten, yeah, for St. George Northwest. And then you have our political leader, the lady herself, the lioness, yeah, out there in St. Andrew Southeast, our political leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. And they'll all be at River Sally Junction from 6:30 tomorrow. So looking forward to seeing you all at that meeting tomorrow. Yeah, that's taking place from 6:30 tomorrow in St. Patrick East. And then also they are having tomorrow as well in Carriacou. Meet the caretaker. So that's by Lynette Shop in Bottom Lauriston. So those of you out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, you have the opportunity to go out and meet with Senator the Honorable Norland Cox. He is out there by Lynette Shop. Lynette, good night. By Lynette Shop in Lauriston. Nice. That is taking place tomorrow. Yeah, just making sure I sit down proper. Nice. Yeah, Lynette Shop in Lauriston. And so that's taking place from 6:30 tomorrow. So go on out to that one as well. And then you have the breakfast of the St. George Northeast Women's Committee. Yeah, that's St. George. Good night to you, Nimrod Olive here. The Women's Committee of St. George Northeast. They've got their breakfast. That's coming up by Nick Shop in Bolio from 6 a.m. next week, Saturday. So look on out for that one next week, Saturday. That's by Nick Shop in Bolio, starting from 6 a.m. St. George Northeast Women. You have an exquisite affair, folks. I hope that you get your dandan organized already and thing, you know. And you don't pull out them suit and shark skin suit and them. Man, do them thing again. Next thing you see man coming in, cummerbund. Wait, I know you know about cummerbund and them kind of thing. Yes, the new National Party Support Group cordially invites you to attend an exquisite affair. It is an evening of elegant style and class taking place Saturday, June the 21st, 2025 from 9 p.m. Music by DJ Small Clothes. Tickets only $100. And of course, formal wear is required. And you can have a nice time dining and dancing. All right, it's taking place at Carriacou Hall, 1963 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11234. And for tickets, you can call Aisha Oliver at 917-520-3164, Kathy Albert at 347-262-6818, Wendy McGuire at 917-602-1476, P.D. Francis at 917-642-7187, and Sharon Caesar at 862-234-0879. And in attendance, Chairman of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, political leader, Honorable Emlyn Pear, she's also leader of His Majesty's opposition, and Senator the Honorable Norland Cox, the deputy political leader of the New National Party. So save the date. Again, that's Saturday, June the 21st, 2025 from 9 p.m. And it will be at Carriacou Hall, 1963 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11234. All right, so you all can head on out to that one. And of course, we have our little one here. Remember the bank account numbers. We put it up every night. You have the opportunity to take it every night. No excuse. Yeah, we put it up every night. You have the opportunity to take it every night. She's still in Grenada. She's due to be in the States, but they're still in Grenada. So folks who can help, stretch your hand. You understand? Yeah. All right. Stretch your hand for the little one. Nice. she is still in Grenada, right? Yeah, and she's supposed to have gone to Miami already. All right. Well, Goose, today was that was today. And let me just give you all this ad. Hold one moment. Let me just make sure the ad is coming through properly. Nice. Oh, for some reason, I am... Oh, I know what's taking place. Okay, yeah, let me fix that. Yeah, I know what's taking place there. I was wondering why the ad playing and I ain't hearing anything. Yeah, man. What madness is that now? Yeah, no, I think that fixed now. Good.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Yes, indeed, folks. So that's a We Noise TV, and make sure you get your subscription and everything in place and so on for We Noise TV. So, folks, we're going straight on it right away because believe me. I saw something there today. I was out and about today. I didn't have the time to settle to watch it live. So I had to kind of watch it afterwards. And I see some kind of thing there today. I'm trying to... For instance, let me show you all something here. Before I get into the main discussion, let me show you all something here. Let me show you the behavior of a government minister. Yeah, this is our government minister while questions are being asked by the media. Watch the facial expressions here. Watch this.
We went out and get people to do construction because it appeared there was a shortage of persons. Can you tell me the people that you would have picked up in the lines on the block, wherever you picked them up, were they one?
That minister couldn't be bothered.
To do construction as you post.
What's he shaking his head?
Other than being laborers, because there's a difference between being a laborer at a construction site.
Yeah, you see the Lucas tubes there?
Management of the
project. What's she talking? What's the eyes?
Were these people who you offered contracts and engaged in?
Now they look like I could kill you.
Of homes qualified to do so. I say that against the background that on Sunday, Minister Gloria, she said on the NDC heartbeat that yes, she admitted.
You see the kind of facial expressions. This is a citizen of Grenada, a tax-paying voter, is asking questions in relation to how you are utilizing taxpayer funds. And they does like to talk about how taxpayer funds are utilized and were utilized by others. So someone is asking them a question based on a statement made by Senator Gloria Thomas in relation to the houses and so, because she said the houses weren't built properly. And watch at the facial expression of the minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, the place that was most damaged by burial, the place that need the most assistance with housing, the place where the majority of that money ought to have been spent. watch the expressions on his face when the questions are being asked in relation to this issue. What's your face?
You went out and get people to do construction because it appeared there was a shortage of persons. Can you tell me the people that you would have picked up in the lines on the block, wherever you picked them up, were they qualified to do construction as you post? Were they other than being laborers? Because there's a difference between being a laborer at a construction site as someone who is in charge of management of the project and doing the purchasing.
Yes. Let's see, Roger. Watch face. Watch face. Watch
Someone who
face.
is in charge of management of the project and doing the purchasing and
Yeah,
at a
let's see that
construction
again.
site as someone who is in charge of management of the project and doing the purchasing and the ordering. Were these people who you
That's class for you.
Being a laborer at a construction site as someone who is in charge of management of the project and doing the.
Yeah, that's class for you. That's the government. That's the government. Yeah, you get the government you deserve. Watch face. Papa, you before these people are them. Yeah, that's the behavior. Government ministers, big press conference, questions being asked. It matters not if it is the political party. Yeah? Because when you started speaking, you were speaking on things not that the political party was doing. You were speaking on things that you, as the parliamentary rep in government, were doing, utilizing government funds in the constituency. You were not speaking about things that the political organization was doing in the constituency. You were speaking about things that the government was doing in the constituency. And as such, nothing is wrong with journalist Linda Straker asking questions in relation to that. Nothing is wrong with that. Yeah? Let's see the behavior of another one of them while questions were being asked. Let me see how those getting on. The kind of thing.
Went out and get people to do construction.
Joking phone, getting message. Joke phone,
Can you
joke
tell me
phone.
the people that you would have picked up in the lines on the block, wherever you picked them up, were they qualified to do construction as you post? Were they
Laugh man. Yeah.
laborers? Because there's a difference between being a laborer at a construction site as someone who is in charge.
Yeah, so she's not supposed to ask that question, huh?
And
What happened? That's MP for all you.
picked up in the lines
A man who
on
says
the
he's
block,
studying for his
wherever you
masters,
picked
but we even know when he get his first degree, but he's studying for his
qualified
masters.
to do
Yeah.
construction as you post. Were they other than being laborers?
That's the
because
people
there's a
that
difference
actually
between
running
being a
your
laborer at a
country.
construction site
Just remember,
as
these are the
somebody
people,
who-
this childish behavior you're seeing there. These are the people that are running your country. These are the people who are part of running your country. I like to put an I in it and say ruining. But these are the people who are running your country. There's their behavior when tax-paying citizens asking questions.
There was a shortage of persons. Can you tell me the people that you would have picked up in the lines on the block, wherever you picked them up, were they qualified to do construction as you post? Were they other than being laborers? Because there's a difference between being a laborer at a construction site as someone who is in charge of management of the project and doing the purchasing and the ordering. Were these people who you offered?
A very serious question was being asked in relation to how taxpayer funds are being utilized, because you had a government minister making a statement that the houses that were built were a disaster. It is not Linda Straker that said so.
That came out clear.
It is not Linda Straker that said so. It is the minister herself that said that the houses that were built are a disaster. Yeah, let me just play it. Yeah, I just had it and I lost it.
That came out clearly after the burial response.
Yeah.
We were looking for contractors to do small houses, and we were not getting contractors.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
then we hire people, they say they could bill, and when you see what they bill, is a disaster. Next day, people, they say they could bill, and when you see what they bill, is a disaster. Next So then we
Exactly.
hire people, they say they could bill, and when you see what they bill, is a disaster. Next disaster. You know? So then we
Exactly.
hire people, they say they could bill, and when you see what they bill, is a disaster. Next disaster.
Yeah, so that is a matter to be joking about. That is a matter now for these individuals. That seems to be a matter for them to joke about. That seems to be a matter for them to take lightly. That seems to be a matter for them to just lightly brush away. Oh, so we spent $48 million in housing materials and so on, and how much millions in relation to house construction. They weren't constructed properly, they were a disaster, so what? Yeah, that seems to be the attitude of these individuals, So what? It built and it ain't built properly, so what? Yeah? These are the people, you see the behavior. These are the people that are actually the ones that are supposed to be running our country. These are the people that's supposed to be running our country.
Minister Williams, I heard you on GBN the other night, and today I'm hearing you say it again that you went into, you went out and get people to do construction because it appeared there was a shortage of persons. Can you tell me the people that you would have picked up in the lines on the block or wherever you picked them up, were they one?
Folks, pay attention not only to the one in the center, but the two people around him and their behavior. That the same one who was playing handsy last time at the meeting in Carriacou. Remember, was playing tickle hand and all kind of thing. Yeah, two of them was playing tickle hand behind Andy back, and you had to say, oh, they behave now, they relax now. Yeah, infantile behavior by individuals who are supposed to be taking a serious issue serious and trying to understand what the journalist is asking instead of sitting there with preconceived notions in their head. And you can tell that's what's going on there. There are preconceived notions in their head. They are not in a safe space. They are in danger as far as they're concerned for the truth coming out. And this is their behavior.
Construction as you pushed, were they other than being laborers, because there's a difference between being a laborer at a construction site as to someone who is in charge of management of the project and doing the purchasing and the ordering. Were these people who you offered contracts and engaged in for the construction and erection of homes qualified to do so? I say that against the background that on Sunday, Minister Gloria, she said on the NDC Heartbeat that yes, she admitted there was a shortage of personnel in the construction and some of the houses was built below par. Can you balance off what you're coming to what you had to say and what you are saying, sir? Were the people who hired qualified and capable to engage in construction, understanding from the building code to how to measure sand and cement?
So let me just, I will go into it a little bit deeper for you to really understand, right? Senator Thomas is responsible for the Ministry of Social Development. We have a housing program under it. MIT has a special housing program also where we try to assist, because when after Hurricane Beryl, we understand that the Ministry of Social Development alone could not build back fast enough for our people. So what we did from MIT standpoint, we assisted, and MIT took on the role to do the build back. And we also did some special projects also. Now, the gentleman that I'm speaking about from the Limes was gentleman that I got to do painting. Yeah, I will not call the names, so I don't think that's fair. But I'm talking about gentlemen that did painting. You also had gentlemen from the neighborhood that's involved in plumbing also, that did not know about the government projects, and I got them involved in it. So the construction part of it, I will say no, but the painting part of it, yes. We were able to get electricians, plumbers, and painters from in the neighborhood, right? And I personally went. We had a meeting sometime back on the Limes basketball court. If you go back on my Facebook page, you will see it, where we gather all of them together and we asked all of them to.
And you see, totally avoided the question. The question is simply, were the people who were building the houses qualified? All that doesn't answer the question, The question that the journalist is posing, which is a valid, a proper question to ask, since you're boasting about how many houses have been built and you're giving all sorts of fictitious numbers and those sort of things. The simple question is, were the people who built the houses qualified, and were the houses built up to standard according to Grenada's building code? Simple question to answer. Let me see if you answer it anyway there.
Tell me your skills and so. But let me just add to that, because you asked a very important question. There's a guy called John Fletcher, and I can call his name. This gentleman started.
Yeah, you start name dropping. That's what people who are cornered start to do. Yeah? somebody get caught somewhere, they say, well, I know officer so and so, and I know senior superintendent so, and I know this one, I know that one, and try to get themselves outside. So you start to drop names of people that may be competent, but it doesn't mean that they did all the houses. That is one individual that may be very competent in what they do and have done one or two houses that may be well done. But what the journalist is asking, what they are asking you about is they are asking you about a situation where houses have been built. The Minister of Housing has described the houses as a disaster. Those were her exact words. You heard it a while ago. I played it over and over. A disaster is what she described those houses as. So all the thing about name calling and this one and that one and so makes absolutely no difference and makes absolutely no sense to the discussion at hand. Let's listen to another piece of today's press conference because unbeknownst to us, we're already nearly up to 9 o'clock already.
All right, Ms. Shrika, you may proceed.
Office.
Yeah.
When I go down to the physical planning office and look through the registry, which is public information, I am going to see the number and all the other information for each and every one of these Build Back Better homes that has been erected both in Carriacou and Grenada.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure to the exact operation of the physical planning, but I can tell you what we did with physical planning when we were in the process of constructing these houses. They were on site. We had the plan. We showed them exactly what we are doing. How we because let me explain something to you, right?
So it now. So you're kind of blaming physical planning for go on there because where are you telling us? Yeah, you're telling us physical planning was there, and this is a serious indictment on physical planning because you have houses. We heard yesterday of a situation where when you're bathing in the bathroom, the water from the bathroom is flowing into the bedrooms. The water from the bathroom is flowing into the bedrooms. You all wouldn't like to see some of the messages that I got while doing the program last night and today from various people who are staying in some of those Build Back Better houses that as soon as rain starts in the night, they have to start shifting things around because the place getting wet. You also have situations with bad plumbing. You have situations with bad electrical, all sorts of things. So you see them smiling, grinning, and handing over keys. Is when the people move in to find out, they say, see me and come live with me is two different things. That's what old people used to say. Remember that? Old people say, see me and come live with me is two different things.
Normally, the houses that got damaged during burial were actually boat houses. Now you're having a house with a concrete frame and a parapet roof that will minimize the effects of the hurricane.
Now imagine he's talking about the same houses that people are telling you now. It's supposed to minimize the effects of a hurricane because they are not just board houses and so. Yet still, when rain fall, normal rain, not hurricane, not storm, not tropical disturbance, none of those things. Just normal rain is falling, the people getting wet inside. Yet still, it is supposed to survive a hurricane. We hope we never have to find out, don't we?
75% of the roof will be built in a way that it will be resistant from the hurricane. Before, you had just purely board in those houses. Now you have wall frame and you have beams connected and so. So you're talking about a much stronger structure than what was built before. And the fact that we are doing this is because we want to build back in a way that is more resilient for the people.
Oh, it's more resilient, yet still when rain falls, they get wet. Okay.
But let me just use this opportunity to talk about this because building back is not just a structure. Right, in building back, we are helping our people, number one, to gain employment. We are helping our contractors to be...
Our people. I think when you're talking about our people, you're not talking about, when you say our people to gain employment, you're not speaking about Grenadians. You're speaking about NDCites. As you see, your language, yeah, it's kind of technical. Eh? Language is a very technical thing. Yeah? Just the way you say a word could mean something totally different. They're the same word, just the inflection you put on it could mean something totally different. Nice? Good. So anyway, our people. But anyway, yeah, go ahead about our people now. Yeah.
Be meaningfully employed and employ other people also. We are also, in Grenada, we break up the processes. So like the person who is painting, the person who is building is not the person who is painting and is doing the electrical and the plumbing. And in doing so, we are providing employment for 4 different contractors on one house. In addition to that, we are helping our people to open accounts with financial institutions so that they can pass their contract through. When we do this, we are also helping them to build their business and to not see it as just another punk or another work, but to see it as something bigger. That is what men like Latouche and so in creative design started, and now they have a big company where they can build for international bodies like the SGU and so. So build back is not just about building the building, but it's about building our people in this aftermath of Beryl.
Okay, building our people in this aftermath of Beryl. As I say, I feel that our people really thing is not Grenadians on a whole, but I feel like it's, when they say our people and them kind of things. So, wonder what else he had to say there?
And achievements.
But
so you can proceed. As in ordinary circumstances, but in the case of rebuilding or recovery post Hurricane Beryl, this has to be expedited, and so the homes have to be built as fast as possible. And what we did was to get the approval.
Oh, so build the homes as fast as possible. In building them fast as possible, it don't matter if it's how you build it. That's the point you're trying to make. Let me go back a little bit, man. Let me try and get him in context here. I don't want to misquote him and think. Let's see if we could get him from the
another punk or another work aftermath of Beryl.
And so you can't say that the government is not building houses fast on one end, and then on the other end you're trying to say, well, we must go through this and we have to go through that and so on. The point.
But these are the people, folks. Sorry, I can't pull that now. These are the people that told us it's going to take them 3 weeks to build a house. Am I lying? Hit me up in the comments. Am I lying? Were not these the people that told us it would take them 3 weeks to build a house? Is it not the same people that said they were going to take 3 weeks to build a house, and then the minister push, and the engineer was telling them the concrete can't even set in that space at time? But he said, get it done. And they forced to try and complete a house within the time frame. Yeah? So don't blame us in relation to that. That's you all. Yeah?
Calls for expediting the process. And that is what we have done. In particular, when planning was involved with the pilot project, they gave their comments, because essentially it's the basic method that was used to be able to have the approval, right? And so they have to come on site, do the visit, look at deficiencies, make recommendations, which they did. So it is not a case where the government is separate from planning. It's one government. The planning authority will have its stipulations as in ordinary circumstances, but in the case of rebuilding or recovery post Hurricane Beryl, this has to be expedited, and so the homes have to be built as fast as possible. And what we did was to get the approval in sense from the pilot and then proceeded. But that's
yeah, but that does not answer the question. Having a particular design is one thing, and these people are very adept at trying to twist things around. Having a particular design is one thing, right? You can have a design. Whatever design, you can have your design. That's one thing. Making sure that designs are done by competent people is another. And the point that the journalist is trying to make, the point that I am trying to make, the point that all of us are trying to make is that, did you utilize competent people to build the houses? If the answer is no, and you're having faults with the houses, what is going to take place? Because we heard from the minister on Sunday as well, that come the end of July, that's the end. If you didn't get a bill back, better house by then, that's it. Whatever you didn't get, that's it. Anything else you have to pay for, that you ain't getting nothing again. Hurricane Beryl relief ends at the end of July. That's it. Yeah, they can't have a program running forever. Right? So, the houses that have been built, are the contractors going to be penalized? Are you going to take the same contractors who have built 3 or 4 houses, and let's say they built 4 houses, and 2 out of the 4, there are serious problems with it? Are you going to take the same contractors and put them to build other houses? Are you going to take the same plumbing contractors who have water backing up in different areas and all kind of craziness going on, that you did not check to see if they are properly certified? All they tell you is, I work with that plumber for X amount of years. And you take them and you put them on a construction site and you put them as plumber. And you give them contracts as though they are a main plumbing contractor to do work that they cannot do. And now people are having problems with the houses. They're asking you all about the houses and you all acting like... Anyway, Let me hear some more.
Deal with. We are here discussing party as well, and some of the campaign promises and achievements.
But
so you can proceed. Oh, sorry.
If I can just add, specifically to Carriacou and PT Matnik, this government and the government ensured that a planning authority unit was established in Carriacou. So we have a local individual, a local specialized individual, and we also have a number of planning members of the planning team that comes up regularly to check up on the Build Back Better projects and all construction projects.
So that makes it even worse, because we heard from Carriacou last night. Carriacou, call back if you can. We heard from Carriacou last night, and we heard from Carriacou that there are significant problems with some of the houses in Carriacou. We're not saying all of them have problems, because maybe some you use a proper contractor. But many of the houses in Carriacou also have problems. When rainfall is basically put on your raincoat time and you're inside the house, but put on your raincoat time. Yeah? Maybe they were designing the houses to do the water catchment from the inside. Maybe the people who build the houses didn't understand. Maybe they thought that the water catchment, because with Carriacou and so, you tend to do the holding tank, the rainwater runoff, yes. So probably they thought that Carriacou people was going to catch the water inside the house. So they make sure that it have access to the water to get into the house directly. So this is what is happening. And this is the attitude of the individuals when you're asking those questions about important things like that. This is the attitude of those individuals when you are asking important questions about things like that. Just remember the face. Just remember the face. Let me go back to the face there.
There was a shortage of persons. Can you tell me the people that you would have picked up in the lines on the block, wherever you picked them up, were they qualified to do construction as you pushed? Were they other than being laborers? Because there's a difference between being a laborer at a construction site as someone who is in charge of management of the project.
Yeah, that is the face. Just remember, when I send it that face mean, if I send that to you in a chat, and you're a police officer, it means I'm going and cuss you. Right? If I send this to you in a chat, know that it means, and you're a police officer, means that I'm going and cuss you. Right? Yeah. Let me see if we can get back the idea. Let me see if we can get back the idea. Let me see. Yeah, if I send that to you, means that I'm going and cuss you. Nice?
And the other, were these people who you offered contracts?
Let me get the eye. Yeah. So if I send this to you, and you're a police officer, it means I'm going and cuss you. The face of a Grenadian government minister when being asked to account in relation to monies spent on housing and the quality of the housing that has been spent. This is the face of the minister on the island, that all those houses were destroyed and people's livelihood were thrown aside. Even people lost their lives. This is the face of the minister. When a tax-paying Grenadian, forget journalist part of it, a tax-paying Grenadian is saying, I have heard that some of these houses are substandard. Was physical planning involved in doing these houses? This is the face of the minister while those questions are being asked. Yeah? Take a good look at it. This is the face of the minister while those questions are being asked. Are the houses basically safe? We're heading into we are into the hurricane season. Are the houses safe? Could people feel safe to stay in those houses? If a hurricane come in, could the community decide using one of those houses as a shelter? Because it's a Build Back Better house, it's going to be safer than staying in theirs. They could go by the neighbor and everybody could jam up inside there and say, well, okay, we're safe inside here. It's a Build Back Better house. The roof won't go. But people ain't going to take that chance if while they're in the house under normal circumstances, you're having rain falling and they're getting wet inside. But this is the face of the minister with responsibility for Carriacou and Petit Martinique affairs. While those questions are being asked, when they are being asked to account, this is his face. And some of them would say they didn't find nothing wrong with that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. I hear all you. 14734407377. That's 14734407377. That is the number for you to call and get on the inside. And I ain't even going deep into the section with Jenny. Where's the section with Jenny? I'm not even going deep into the section with Jenny. I'll leave in that for Simon. I don't dip in deep into that. I ain't dipping deep into that one. I'll even that back and forth. Yeah, Jenny asked them some questions there. Nice. Only wanted to take a piece of Jenny. Yeah, let me take a piece of Jenny, man. Let me take a piece of
Recognize Sister Jenny Simon. I don't know what media house Simon says. I was just asking general. All right, sure. Go ahead.
I'm representing the citizens of Spalding.
All right. Go right ahead.
So I'll start with you. MP Brown, how's the studies going?
Studies is going well. Master's degree plus politics is not an easy thing, and you work as hard as you can to achieve it.
Wonderful, wonderful. You spoke of the press conference is party, is about party?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the achievements that especially MP Tevin Andrew spoke of in Carriacou, are they achievements of the NDC party or the government of Grenada?
They are achievements of the government of Grenada, the National Democratic Congress administration.
Okay, so then we open up now. It's of the government of Grenada. So we can move there, right?
No.
Well,
To be quite fair, it was about. I was basically talking about the promise that we made, or the campaign promises that we.
And who fulfilled the promise? The government of Grenada, right?
Just give me 1 minute. I'm just simply saying that we have a manifesto, local manifesto, and an overall manifesto, and we spoke about the things that we hope to achieve. So, in celebration of the 3 years in office, we're basically saying that we have said that we are going to accomplish X if you, the people, give us an opportunity, and here we are, reporting to you 3 years later that we have delivered.
Let's not waste time on this.
Yeah.
My question
go ahead and
is,
ask the question.
gentlemen,
Let me give
the
you
achievements you spoke of, are the achievements of the NDC party or achievements of the government of Grenada?
Right. So, Sister Jenny, let me just say this. You can proceed to ask your question, and we would respond accordingly.
Right. Thank you kindly, because I need to find out from Minister Tevin. You said 150 Build Back Better houses?
Build Back Better, social development, and prefabricated homes.
Also, I want to know about the Build Back Better houses. How many Build Back Better houses in Carriacou? And Pitimatnik, separately?
Both Carriacou and Pitimatnik, we're looking at approximately 70 Build Back Better homes.
17?
70.
70.
Yeah.
Total?
Total.
No, can you just tell me how much in Pitimatnik, for instance?
In Pitimatnik, there is, I believe there is 6 or 7 Build Back Better homes.
Build Back Better?
Yeah.
Delivered?
Under construction.
So none delivered in Pitimatnik?
No, they are about 90% completed.
It's not delivered, it's being completed?
It's being completed, yes.
Right. And in Carriacou, how many delivered? Because I've been following you when you hand out your keys.
Yeah, we actually handed over one on Saturday. I can't recall the exact amount that was delivered so far, but I know for a fact it's over 10.
Okay. Now we're talking. All right. I just wanted to know because it's being jumbled, and I'm not sure. It has so many different housing projects. Project 500, Project Build Back, Project...
No, well, Sister Jenny, you could proceed with the question.
No, let me take my time. If you need to stop me, then stop me for good.
I wouldn't stop you.
I get cut off the other night
I wouldn't stop you. So you could proceed with the questions.
I all right with that, right?
Yeah.
So that with my brother here, Tevin, you spoke about roads, and roads you don't count roads as an achievement, really. It's just something that the government's supposed to do.
I never said that.
What you said?
I said.
Well, I'm paraphrasing here. I'm not quoting.
Well, please paraphrase properly.
I can't. It means the same thing. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
I basically said that that's government responsibility, and we're just fulfilling our mandate.
Right, government responsibility. I have on record you being asked about roads, about the achievements of the former MP and Carriacou when you were in opposition, and you saying that all they did was roads.
Okay.
basically, and you're saying here this morning that the roads, they were neglected for years. Which is it? They were building roads or they were not building roads?
I'm not here to discuss the former administration. I'm here.
But you keep talking about the former administration.
No,
You see, that's the point I'm making.
That's okay.
Sister Jenny,
That's okay.
Sister
That's okay.
Jenny,
That's okay.
you can proceed with the other question.
No,
We
no,
want
no.
to-
So why just trying to skip over questions? So she's asking a valid question, and they just keep trying. You see, there are preconceived notions there. So they're not coming there and saying, okay, let's listen to what she has to say, and let's see if there is merit in it, and as such, we will respond to it as such or as such. Instead of that, they are focusing on trying to stop her and trying to derail her from asking questions. Yeah, Andy head down, run looking at her in a kind of way because his job is to try now to cut her off every now and again. That's his job. So she's asking a valid question, and because remember, let me pull down that for a while. Yeah, remember, friends, this particular interview back in, was it 2021? Yeah, I think this one was 2021.
Let's look at her representation of the Sister Isles and what she has done for the Carriacou and PT Martinique over the past 2.5, almost 3 years.
Well, what has Mrs. Battery and Stewart done for Carriacou and PT Martinique for the last 3 years? I mean, some people may say some roads, but if anybody catch Tevin Andrews praising any politician or any government minister for building a road, send me to Mongi. Something wrong with me.
Okay, anytime we find you talking, okay, so anytime we find you, I'm taking for a road and thing.
If anybody catch Tevin Andrews praising any politician or any government minister for building a road, send me to Mongi. I mean, some people may say some roads, but if anybody catch Tevin Andrews praising any politician or any government minister for building a road, send me to Mongi.
And that is simply what Jenny Simon was referring to. You made the statement. The statement was made by you. Yeah, in relation to roads. And afterwards, you've been speaking about roads.
A lot of things happen in Carriacou. Maybe I could refresh some memories or probably just update as a way of updating the general public. We have several road projects that has been either completed or under construction, whether it's the Bele Road project, which is a major road project connecting, that's our hospital, or mini emergency road to the hospital. We have the Brunswick roundabout widening, and of course drain development. We have the power station road, which is, I know the villagers in that area in Carriacou, which is extremely happy with the road construction that has taken place there. The Leicester Solution Drain, they have a veil.
Yeah, just remember, that's a guy that when he was in opposition, you saw the video just now, was talking about roads. We're talking about roads for, you understand? We're talking about roads for. You shouldn't be talking about roads, you understand? But anyway, let me go back to Auntie Jenny and them.
Leave you. To the MP for the Great South?
The Great South, correct.
Right.
Lovely.
When you at the beginning of your presentation, you spoke of integrity, NDC and integrity and so on. And I know
Correct.
From being in NDC for, it would have been 28 years this year.
Really?
Come back home.
It's not too late.
A card-bearing member, somebody who pays subs and things, because a lot of people are NDC people on Facebook and so on. They don't pay no subs. They don't contribute to the NDC. This year would have made me 28 years. So I know of the core values of the NDC, and integrity is one of the core values.
Correct.
It is rumored, and you got the question the other night, you didn't answer it really, that you're involved in a bribery case with the contractor of the Cliff Road project. Switch for the contract, 100,000. I'm going to get it right. The lady did not get it right the other night. She said 150. It's 115. 100,000 in your hand and 15,000 to fix your pickup truck. Are you, sir, denying that?
Now, first of all, let me just see this, Miss Simon or Mrs. Simon.
No, it's Miss.
Well, Miss Simon, and I want to watch you in your eyes, right? Because I've heard you made these accusations on your show a number of times. And frankly, I'm not one who will run about and wasting my time to deal with these petty issues that have been rumored.
Are you calling bribery petty because bribery is a crime?
Give me a chance to answer the question.
And again, and Sister Jenny is absolutely correct there. This guy just called bribery a petty issue, allegations of bribery. They have accused the New National Party of everything. Those same guys sitting there and their cohorts have accused the New National Party of everything possible under the sun. The only thing I think they probably haven't accused the New National Party of thus far is attempting to build nuclear warheads. I think they accuse us of everything else possible that they could possibly think they could accuse us of. Yeah? And now you have them facing accusations and he refused. Allegations of bribery. I'll leave that one for Sister Jenny. She go deal with them on that on her program with that one. The allegations of bribery. Let me hear him. Let me finish him. We hearing him out.
A chance to speak.
Okay.
Give me my chance to speak. Thank you, right?
I hope I'll get the time to come back.
No problem, ma'am.
Okay.
No, anything I do it with full transparency. And exactly what you're saying there, it is completely false. Okay? And I've heard you made mention that a minister signing a contract. I want to educate you. In 1997, I started working by teaching. And I want to teach you something here today. A minister doesn't sign a contract. It's a permanent secretary that will sign a contract. Now, frankly, the Cliff Road was done under the Ministry of Infrastructure. My ministry is the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. So let me just go.
But folks, we all know the reason for his ministry is to go in other ministries and, as the Prime Minister say, to unclog things. So saying that the project on the cliff is being done by another ministry, the Ministry of Infrastructure, and that's not his ministry is Implementation and Transformation, leads me down the path of you trying to avoid suspicion. Because your ministry, MIT, deals with different projects on behalf of infrastructure and works along with people in the Ministry of Infrastructure in relation to projects like the Cliff Road. Tell us that you haven't visited the Cliff Road project. Tell us that there have been no involvement by your ministry at any level in that Cliff Road project. But as I say, I ain't going deep into it. I'm playing it for you to hear, but I'll leave it. Jenny go deal with them. I ain't afraid for.
And I'm speaking to you, and I want to watch you in your eyes to speak to you.
And I'm watching you in yours too.
Good. Because...
You want to watch her in she eye? She not down there, she across on the other side, brother. You want to watch her in she eye and then you move your eye. Put your eye up.
You know, when we enter politics...
Right, over there she did. Go ahead now, yeah.
We understand that...
No, she not over there. She back on the other side. You have to watch her in she eye and talk to her. She on the next side.
And I've had it. People will say all sorts of things about you. And as a politician, you have to broaden your back. But Ms. Simon, when you do things like that, you know what you do to our young people? You discourage them from even wanting to get involved in politics.
This from a group of individuals who have said the nastiest things about Dr. Pete Claudius Mitchell. They want to talk about when you get in politics and how you are treated when you're in politics and how it affects other people wanting to get into politics. Who the hell is you, Andy? Nobody really care about you. Imagine you have someone who has been the longest serving prime minister in Grenada, he didn't pick up a gun like others and take over and say, I am the prime minister. The people of Grenada selected him. When you disrespect him, you disrespect the will of the Grenadian people over the years that they have elected him. That is what you're doing. This individual, along with the other two at his side, and his team and their supporters, who they do not tell, up to now, that same Andy Williams has never said to people like his mouthpieces on the radio and those who are in the comment section of all different chats and all kind of thing, he has never said to them, as General Secretary of the party, as MP for South St. George, as Minister of Mobilization, in no capacity, he has never said to them, stop the nasty behavior. Where they were under the same live, saying the nastiest things about Miss Simon, where they were under that live saying the nastiest things about Linda Straker, where they were saying the nastiest things about, I don't know how Dr. Mitchell name does reaching it, but does take it quite way there and bring it over and put it in the conversation as well. You talking about how people perceive because somebody say you're a crook. Everybody know you're a crook. Take me to court. Everybody know you're a crook. You're an admitted crook. So if somebody is hearing an allegation, you're saying that they don't have a right to ask the question about it because it's going to affect how people perceive politics. You all wasn't thinking about that when you all saying the nastiest things about people outside it. You all said the nastiest things about a man who didn't need to come back to Grenada to serve his country. Dr. Mitchell could have stayed in the States like many others who went at the same time as him. And they stayed in the States. No, hold on. I'll come to the phone line in a while, Papa. Just now. Hold on with the phone lines. Yeah. When I in my flow, I ain't taking the calls. I'll take it after. No, you'll get to talk. Yeah. Dr. Mitchell could have stayed where he was. He could have stayed in the United States. There were others that went up at the same time and stayed in the United States. Some of them never even come back to this day. He could have done that. He came back to Grenada, and at a particular time too, you were coming out of the revolution and the people that died and the invasion of Grenada and all those traumatic things that Grenada went through. And he came back at that time and decided that he was going to offer service to Grenada. And you all are the same ones, these same people who sit down there are the same ones, he and others, they are the same ones that had the nastiest things to say about him. Their supporters had the nastiest things to say about him. They ain't studying young people watching that. Because they're younger than Dr. Mitchell, it's not okay to say things about them, but it's okay to say things about him. You take a tennis ball and throw it any direction in the state of Grenada. Let me move you away. You take a tennis ball, throw it any direction in the state of Grenada. Just don't break nobody glass. And you're hitting at least 4 projects that Keith Mitchell personally was involved in doing. All you're attacking the man's age. All you're attacking his looks. All you're attacking his personal life. All you're attacking his finances. All you're attacking the man's record. Everything. You have no moral authority to try to lecture anybody about how people perceive people in politics and what they say about it. You lack the moral authority. You have none. And the two are the side of you, doubly so. None of you have the moral authority to lecture anybody about, oh, when you're in politics, people think this and that about you. Who the hell is you to talk about that? You the chairman, the general secretary of your party, not the chairman, the general secretary of your party. You ever once put up a post and said to NDC supporters, stop going under GBN Live and saying all these nasty things to the caretakers of the new national party. Stop going under the plead your cause and all those other lives that they go under and saying all the nasty things you say. You ever do that? Any of you all ever, from the prime minister down, none of them do it. You know why? They enjoy it and they believe there is a political windfall to get from those sort of behaviors for them. But when the shoe is on the other foot and it happened to be a steel toe boots, they're afraid. So they're starting to talk about, oh, what you're doing. So all they didn't know that people are children too. People like me, when all they say all kind of thing about me, and all they didn't know I have children. You and the others around you didn't know that I have children. You all didn't know I have children in secondary school? Who, when you all say anything about me and doing all these things and them, that it affecting them? You all didn't know that I have family members, brothers, sisters in Grenada. Not in Trinidad. Them in Trinidad is one thing. In Grenada. That when you go walk in the yard one of these days and you go find out. Go and actually vote in one of them yard. You go find out. Find out who's my brother and who's my sister and go in the yard. You go find out. You go found out. I have nieces, I have nephews. So all you didn't realize when Oli was saying things about people like me, when he was saying things about Dr. Mitchell, that his mother is alive, that his brothers and sisters are alive, yeah? That his whole family is alive. You all didn't realize then that words and the things that you say and the accusations you're saying, making people don't want to get involved in politics, you all didn't realize that now. But now the shoe on the other foot, and people with evidence. Nobody ain't just coming and shouting at you, because if I know Jenny as I know Jenny, I'm afraid for that program that she's going to do. I think they say the program is going to be on. Send me a message. One of you that had the message in the group just now. I think the program is going to be on Friday, not tomorrow. I'm afraid. I'm afraid for the program Friday. Because I have a feeling all you fall in a trap. I ain't think she come and ask that question just so. I have a feeling all you fall in a trap. But it seems as though she's not supposed to ask no question. And what about the young people watching and all? The same blasted story you gave on GBN, come back giving that story again. When the shoe is on the other foot, and it happened to be a steel toe, now all you know, now is a problem, isn't it? Now it becomes a problem. Yeah? Now it becomes a problem. Let's just see the end of this. Yeah?
This is the National Democratic.
Right, in October, we will talk about grip. Let's talk about grip. I want to answer your question. Permit me to answer your question. I don't want you to leave from me and say that Andy did not answer your question. So let's go to the grip project now. Right? It was under the Ministry of Infrastructure. And it was moved to the Ministry of MIT. Now we are talking about implementation. Right? In October, we will be doing over the Baltazar Bridge, and also we will be tackling the coastal areas of Soubise and Marquis under the GRIP project. So to say that, it's on the don't mislead. So, Sister Jenny, I'm just speaking the fact.
Yeah, but hold on. Yeah, but Sister Jenny, hold on. No, but you have to wait. This is not a political debate. I'm saying to you, this is the National Democratic Congress press conference.
Before implementation, there are processes.
And Olia, watch the face of the MP from Carriacou. Well, just take a time and look at the face of the MP from Carriacou in all of this. I mean, my goodness.
Sister Jenny, hold on kindly, please.
In 16,
Sister Jenny, you have your platform. You can go and talk there.
You just implement.
Sister Jenny, you have your platform. You can go and speak there.
So what you mean she has a platform, she could go and speak there? Listen, you know one of the problems we're having here? One of the problems we're having here is that if you're boiling water, water is boiling, and you have it boiling in something that doesn't have an outlet, after a period of time, the pressure is going to build up and it's going to explode. And these people don't have no press conferences as government. They don't. When they have a press conference, they theme it. So they say we have a press conference in specific to this, that, the other. You try to ask a question off of that. Oh, no, we're sticking to these issues today, and so on. And then press conferences are few and far between. So you don't get an opportunity to ask questions in relation to certain things. And then the typical journalist in Grenada right now will not ask those questions. Jenny will go and ask those questions. But the typical journalist will not ask the questions that she's asking. And you realize now with some of the media houses in Grenada, it's gotten to the stage that you have reporters and you don't have journalists. You understand what I mean? You have reporters. You have people who something happened, they come and say that happened. But you don't have journalists. People who go and research and come back and say, oh, in 2016, this was the case. And in 2017, that happened, 2019, and so on, and now this is the situation. You don't have those in media houses generally in Grenada unless your name's Shrika. Or Jenny. You don't have those. So to give the impression that she shouldn't ask question, where should she ask it? She asks it on a program, you all just ignore, you don't respond, you're listening, but let she talk there. She come by you now for you to clarify. She giving you an opportunity that is a golden opportunity for you to clarify. And this is your behavior. Yeah, this is your behavior.
This mic, please. Could we cut this mic, please? Sister Jenny, is either a stop or just calm yourself. You'll get an opportunity to ask another question. Take it easy. Right.
That's the type of behavior, yeah. That's the type of behavior. Yeah? That is the type of behavior. Watch, let me go back and open my phone lines on them. Folks, the phone lines open. All you could call now. Call now. Yeah, the phone lines are open. 1473-440-7377. 1473-440-7377. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. And folks, you all remember this statement? Let me see if I could get this one day.
We need to know one another. They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get. When you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side gets it is because we're not saying who are the real NDC.
Right, yes indeed. Go right ahead, friend.
We go in Bosto?
Boy, we go in Bosto. We go in, you know, Asoka, so you know. Bosto.
Yeah, Ghana's in it.
Yeah, well, no, it's actually our one Bosto that, remember during COVID when people started to come out again and they would do a little Bosto? That's sing a song, Bosto.
Bostos, mate. To see the changes, right? Alright, so peep this, right? When you look at that conference there, I know they think they get through with it, but they more or less indict themselves on a lot of points, yeah. One, they include themselves in a lot of critical situation that's being looked at right now. Two, even another minister is coming and more or less say that he fast-tracked certain people in policies or situations that they have. He even mentioned that he buy a ransom for duty. He spend his own money. So we have like 3 of the ministers in that administration now more or less saying that they have put people in positions by their own choosing. That's something you need to pay a very close attention to. In the same presentation there, if you notice, there were certain times individuals are taking cues from each other. Like for instance, when the one from Carriacou was going to respond, if you look at Andy's hand, you can see it slip under the table, touching him on his leg and telling him, well, you know, calm yourself.
Yeah, footsie time. Yeah.
Tada. There's a point now where Andy was asked a question. He more or less, because he started beat up here, so he started sweat. You get me? And the response, well, the facial response, as we noted from the one from Carriacou, he more or less was like, yeah, that's the right answer for that. If you look at, even when they responded, they checked the screen. So they had prompt questions. Whoever is doing the writing for them, all they're doing a good job. Because if you notice, when they speak from reading and they speak off their head, is very different.
Well, ChatGPT, when it writes them thing, it don't write it in your voice. So.
I don't think it's chat. You know, I think they have a team.
I believe but the initial statements I believe is ChatGPT.
Okay.
The initial statements they made, yeah.
Okay, so they maybe just edit it up, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I think that could work there. So looking at the program now, and based on what he was saying, well, you know, my inquisitive mind, I went to their site because I wanted to check out the manifesto. Now, do you know of any programs that give guaranteed free tuition to people looking for first level degrees that this administration have implemented?
No, I do not.
You do not? Okay, interesting. Based on the PM,
I don't know.
Based on the PM and his ministers saying stuff like we don't know who's the real NDC and stuff. Based on the manifesto, they say more or less is all inclusive in it. Mm-hmm. They have no division. They represent in Grenada. That statement contradicts that to the fullest, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this situation here was like more or less damage control. And I would like for my people in Grenada to pay attention to these individuals. The people that are complaining, they are saying that you're lying. Note, they're saying if you don't have no evidence, because the court system is not what you know, is what you can prove. You get me? So the more or less they pushing you guys now to bring out the evidence, and I wish you guys would bring out the evidence. Take videos, send it in. There's a lot of platforms where you could post it on. If all you don't want to complain directly, just take the videos and post it anonymously. We catch it. Whoever needs to catch it, I put it in me, because it's like, yeah, it's like the frustration, the anger of people, the suffering of the individuals that's going on right now in Greens. These individuals are saying that you guys are lying. You get me? They turn the conversation into a debate of policies and a debate of real like end products, and made it personal so that people get a personal attachment. So it's like it comes back to the same big carrying about this and that. They more or less put it all here. If all in no proof, don't say nothing. And I know there's proof of this. So I would like, please, I beg you, Grenada, pause them out, send them out. Let we see them. You get me? Let we get the bus tour before the bus tour. Let me get a full tour. You get me? We don't want selected sites. We don't want controlled environments where they could dictate the tempo or the frequency of the questions and all that. We want situations where they could sweat. And by the way of saying that, you see Mr. What's his name again? The caretaker there from is Glean. What's his name, man?
Jelani Glean?
Jelan, oh my days, I'm impressed with that young mate. Trust. Like, I swear I saw him in a conversation the other day with Mr. Donner, and I swear like some pressing questions, and I'm looking for him to mess up here, but he on point. You get a co-sign over here fully. Fadu support here fully, but I'm not even from that constituency, but full support, because he was saying no. It's like you could know a real roots man family. You know what I mean? You have people that know caviar, but they know duck egg too. They know set egg. You see me? And I feel that from his energy. In fact, all the new candidates that jump up, that only put online there, yeah, they're doing some things like when I hear them speak, they might have me impressed. So back to them guys and them there. If you pay attention to what they're saying, they more or less indict themselves in a lot of situations. You get me? the triggers, I realize Miss Jenny, she put some triggers there. And they, as you say, they take the beat up. So they think they get through with that.
I just have a feeling that the outright denial by somebody was a definite mistake. All I would say is, I think Jenny bait them, and I think they swallow the bait whole. Fully, because I tell you, when you actually listen to what they say, you can realize, but nah, hold on, what you say? Even in the starting, man's quote a figure he said was like, okay, there's 50 and 3 by 50 is 150, but it doesn't. The relation to what the 150 means, it doesn't add up. Is it that you added 50 workers every year, so you get the 150, hence you get the 350? Is it that is a payment cycle or something? It doesn't quantify what that 150 means, and they did that like exclusively in that interview. So the people that needs to ask the questions, I would like for you guys to pay attention. And Grenada, these people are saying that your suffering is lies. They're saying that they're doing everything that they're supposed to. They even come out and say, is the diaspora that taking control of shit? Pardon my French. They say they're the ones controlling traffic. They're not even in Grenada, bruv. So it's like every concern that we brought up, they are more or less coming out and say it. You remember I tell you about the cabal people and them? Yeah. They're more or less coming out and say it. You get me? Right in we face. Grenada, they're saying that you're lying. The people that are going through the problems with the houses, they're saying that you're lying. The people that are complaining about not getting money, they're saying that you're lying. The people that are talking about roads and they ain't doing roads and they have all these structures and stuff going on from the port and Sky Bridge and all that, they say that you're lying. So, I want Greens now to defend the thing. Because Jab doesn't say what Jab doing already, innit? Yeah, man.
I want Greens to say what they do now, because they're saying that you're lying, bro.
I don't want to be nowhere wrong this weekend, because
you get me?
What's going on.
Bro, I have families hitting me up and asking me certain things, and I trying to put certain maths, and these people are saying that you're lying. So it's like, what? I shouldn't take all your word for it? That's what they're telling me? Are you saying that this administration is correct by saying that these people are not suffering? Grenada, stand up. They is the one saying it, and nobody's saying it, and them saying it, and they saying all they're lying, yeah. So I want to see what they're doing now, because I spent years defending Greens, and if that's how it going down, then that's how you go down. But I go dance to suit. You get me?
Yes, indeed. Fado.
More time, Paula. More time.
Bless up, respect.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, folks. It is 9 to. I wonder that tune. Watch out. Yeah, tune for you. Where we going? We going where? Where we going?
We go, the wheels on the bus go round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round. I said the wheels on the bus go. Hey, girl, and they like that?
Yeah. We go in bus too. Yes, indeed. 1473 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. All you remember that one, boy? Yeah, we don't know who is with people. So we can't help you if we don't know who is with people. So you have to basically show your NDC party card.
And those who just joined, we need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night, my dear. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yes, indeed.
How you doing?
I'm more than good, man.
Good night, my talking points family. Sheldon.
I only saw a certain person once tonight, so you can't vex with me.
Sheldon, I never knew a inmate get away from Monge and end up in Carriacou. Sheldon, we need to get the boys on them to pick up the inmate and bring him back in Monge because that man talking shit.
Oh God, like what's your language? But oh God. That is an inmate, man. Well, he should be going up. He should be going up anytime, man. We will find out if they are aware that he has escaped and he needs to go up.
All right.
Because the man,
so you have a blessing.
The man say once is that you know what to do. So we have to do what we have to do, eh?
You're not telling you. You see. It's like real puppet what going on there in a puppet show for Sesame Street, Big Brother.
Now they call it the Three Stooges, Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe. But in this case, you have Lie, Moe, and Surely So. There's not Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe. This is Lie, Moe, and Surely So.
Sheldon. Okay. Sheldon, but these people are tying up themselves for now.
Yeah, but anyway, don't worry, man. You get a bill back better house, sorry.
Nah, I don't want no house leaking. My house don't leaking already. I don't want bona papa.
Oh God, to go and shift in couch and thing again. Oh Lord. Right, you have a good one. Tell mommy them good night for me.
All right, I will.
Yes, I'm sure I hear mommy in the background. Tell them I say good night. Yes, indeed. 1473440. Yeah, we need to know who you is if you are to get in.
The reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get. The reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get.
Oh yeah? That the reason? Wow. Okay, we thought because things were being done even. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi, good night.
Yes, I'm calling. I'm looking at this program, and I can see that far as I see with the body language of the ministers, they really don't care about Grenadians. I think they don't care what we think, what anybody says. They more or less know that if they leave today, if they didn't win the election, at least their pocket already full. Some of them never had a job and now they have big houses and cars and whatever else. So they really don't care about Grenadians. That's what we have to get. They're going to take care of one or two people who supporting them, and that's about it.
You're absolutely right, caller.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's sad. I mean, Dr. Keith, everybody have their fault. Everybody made mistakes, but he also took care of the poor. He had empathy. But if you look at those guys, they don't have empathy and they're laughing at us. And what we can do right now is just just hold on until time for election and see how we can get these people out of there. But we just have to realize they're not bothering with us.
Yes, indeed.
It's so sad. Anyway, take care. Have a good night.
Thank you so very much, my dear.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, folks. Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. We don't know who is the real. So, yeah, let me take the next call. Yeah, we're taking a calls. Hello, good night.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Good night, good night. Good night, good night.
That
I
song
see you got your new mic.
That song has not
I see that your new mic and, and everything. Good. What I observe is that unfortunately we drop a lot of issues, and we get new issues and we forget the old one. We forget about the houses in Carriacou, and we have to press on. But my main issue I hope we don't drop is that thing with sister our political leader, Sister Emily Pierre, with the Governor General, and she is very.
We're not dropping that one for sure, which is why I played it twice for the week, only because of the volume of stuff that I have to play tonight. I didn't play it tonight, but playing tomorrow night again for sure.
Yeah, because the governor, as I mentioned in my call yesterday, the Governor General is very, very disrespectful. When I mentioned yesterday, the opposition leader of a country is not no fly-by-night person. And when Dr. Keith gave up the post of opposition leader, she didn't even recognize Emlyn Pierre to my the way it should be. It wasn't a national. She didn't make a national saying that we have a new opposition leader. She just take it lightly, And I hope we don't drop this one, and I hope the NNP take it to the maximum where we have to be very careful. Don't demand of her, but we require. I think that's a better word. We require a better solution to that person. Because when you demand, people get very defensive. You're demanding on me and I'm the Governor General. But we require the people of Grenada, not only Carriacou, we require that. Okay, that's that. Now, I'm from St. Patrick's East. And I am pleased with the 4 nominees or 4 caretakers, Diali and all these vibrant young people that was elected for the different posts. What's happening with St. Patrick East, Riversally, Montrose, Hermitage?
There is a caretaker. There is a constituency lead that is in place there. He will be speaking tomorrow at the meeting that's taking place from 6:30 in Riversally. So there is a meeting taking place in Riversally tomorrow. It starts at 6:30, and he will be one of the speakers speaking there.
And would you be carrying this?
Yes, it will be live via Talking Points, starting at 6:30.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Anyway, my wife bought our tickets already for the grand Sing Ding in New York. We bought our tickets. All right. The 20th. All right, so nice talking to you, man. All right.
All right, my brother. The Nutmeg State.
All right, good. All right. All right, good.
Yes, indeed, folks. That's our good friend out. And he is correct, huh? Sometimes we start on an issue and we tend to leave it off, and then we have to come back to it. We're going to come back to a lot of them. We're going to take some time each week and come back to some of the issues. We've got a call online. Go right ahead, caller. You're live.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. Good night.
Hey, good night. How are you doing?
Sheldon, I'm okay, man. Well, at least when I heard Jane's question in Kevin Andrew, I was looking for him to say something. No comment. I was looking for him to say that, but he didn't say that because Jane have them on the is Sheldon. And Sheldon, Andy went in Pastor Stanford Simon Church and confessed his sin. And I really thought Andy would have changed from bad to good. But from the time Andy become a minister, like a whole 360 degrees down, Andy get worse. Because money come in his ministry, and the money I feel with the money, great coming, and Andy only see himself and money coming into his ministry. And Brother Sheldon, I heard the clip that he played with Sister Glow, with Mr. Forrester, and she's speaking truth. And I don't believe what really happened. The contractors and them give them the total amount of money that the sub will build house for. And what happened? When the contractor gave them something, you have people following them, go and enjoy the amount of money and going back in the ministry with some of the money. You know, like if a man tell you a job costs $150,000, you enjoy the 150 and give him 50, he's going to work with $50,000 to give him, so you will never get something properly done. And the houses that the minister said that is not built properly, because of what the corruption that is taking place in MIT, and Andy is to blame because he is the minister responsible for that ministry. And when Andy talking about integrity and accountability, Andy should be the last year in the NDC. Going should be the last to talk about integrity and speak telling Jane about how the young people looking. If Andy and his NDC concerned about the young people, they will never continue to lie for the young people. Why they should continue to speak the truth to young people, and Andy and them is one that's degrading and making the young people shame, and even the elders shame about the way they're running the country. They run the country as a club. When you have the Prime Minister making statement and said the only reason why NDC NP getting work because they don't know, the NDC don't know who's the real and who's the NP and who's the real NDC. So if they know who's the real NDC will never get work. Right? And what you find happens in Sheldon, when you have a leader making statement like that and encouraging his minister to lie, right? And do evil things against one another. Right? This government should be ashamed to talk about good accountability, transparency, and talk about the young people. Because politics is not a bad thing. But how some people make politics to be. And when you have a man get into politics and the people get politics into enrich himself, is that what making things bad and making the young people afraid to get into politics because they think getting politics is something bad. But politics is something bad. And once you care and you love people and want to see people go forward and get into politics, you will always reach out and help people. Who this NC group helping in themselves and fattening the pocket. Brother Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Yes, folks. 1473440. They need to know who is the people. Folks, they need to know who is the people. And before I go back to that, let me just remind folks, because it might be the last opportunity I get to do that tonight. Remember the meeting taking place tomorrow, Thursday, 5th of June, 6:30 at the River Sally Junction. Let me just answer the call. Yeah, caller, just hold one short while for me while I just go through this. Yeah, the public meeting is taking place tomorrow at the River Sally Junction, St. Patrick, from 6:30 p.m. You see the speakers there. Mr. Bertrand John, he's the constituency lead for St. Patrick East. You have Miss Mrs. Amanda Japal George. She's the caretaker, St. Andrew Southwest. Jelani Glean, caretaker, St. Patrick West. Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen, MP, St. Mark. Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, former Prime Minister, former political leader, MP for St. George Northwest. And, of course, political leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, leader of His Majesty's Opposition, and MP for St. Andrew Southeast. So that will be taking place tomorrow at the River Sally Junction, starting at 6:30, and we look forward to seeing you there. And for those of you who are off the island and you would like to see it, it will be broadcast via Talking Points. At the end of it, we will be having Talking Points once it's completed by at least 9 o'clock. Caller, go right ahead. Sorry about that.
Hey, Sheldon, good night, brother.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine, man.
All right.
Sheldon, birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, that's my talk because, you know, going back to River Sally Saraka, and that day was a wonderful day, but I had a very special customer. And that customer was at my establishment. And then he had a drink. He had a second one. He had a third one. He had a fourth one. Then he, on the phone, he talk on the phone, he play the phone, and then he come and tap me on my shoulders and say, brother, I left my money in the car. I'm going to get that money, come back. Well, I was surprised to see that somebody come to a Saraka event where you have to walk around the village and patronate. You would park your car, actually leave your money in your car, as he said, and then come to an establishment because I'll show you some love. Drink my drink, which I took a bar and I'm selling drinks. It wasn't free. And then when you're ready to leave, you tap me on my shoulder. You come to inside the bar where I'm at, you know, and hold me on my shoulder, on my head, and say, boss man, I'll leave the money in the car. I'm going to get the money to come back. That man left my place, and I watched that man walk out of my place and go, and never come back. So when I say birds of a feather flock together, that individual hosts a program just like yours, based in New York. Yeah? It's a popular program. I don't talk to Kenny Bull already. Tell that man send my money for me, because I'm going to call his name in the future. So when I say birds of a feather flock together, I spoke to the guy in the Sulphur Spring, and he told me same thing happened to him also too. The guy making cook somewhere along, cook all kind of thing, and when he do so, he brings some people there, they eat the food and go. When looking for your money, the man, he had to go down in town and harass the man business. He had some small business in town. He had to go and harass the man business to get back his money for his food. So when I say birds of a feather flock together, these people and them is very dishonest. A bunch of dishonest people. So when the young lady say that they don't really care, she's right.
Yeah, she is right.
They're very dishonest. Because how you can leave New York, come to Grenada, you're hosting a popular YouTube program, come to River Sally, Saraka, sit down and have 4 drinks in a place, eat food, and tap the bartender on his shoulder and say you forget your money in your car. Who does that? And walk out and never come back. Who does that?
They gotta come and bring the money, you know.
A very dishonest man.
I realize who you're talking about, man.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I realize who you're talking about. Me calling name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You know, people that is listening, I hope you know what I'm talking about, because I talked to Kenny Bullard and tell that brother send my money for me, because it seems like they're close. You know, I want Michael Battis sponsor me in the future. I have to tell that individual send my money for me also too, because it seems like they're also close. Yeah. So I hope you know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that these people are in flock together. They're very dishonest people. So when you let young lady say that they don't care, believe what she's saying is correct. They don't care. Have a nice day, brother.
All right. Thank you so very much. Yes, indeed, folks. Bank does boss. Yeah, all they can't get all nothing because they don't know. Yeah, they have to know who is who. You understand? Yeah.
We need when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So saying who don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough.
Man, take your one Tom and go, eh? Take your one Tom and go. And don't think that is the mindset of just the leader of the party, yeah?
Junior, yeah, and I'm the general secretary for my party. And for me, it's about party now and not really government, yeah? And my aim as general secretary is to strengthen the organs of the party, ensure that the engine is oiled, so that when we go into election, we are solid, yeah? My aim is to identify our members, ensure that our members are taken care of, our members are communicated with is to identify our members, ensure that our members are taken care of. Our members' aim is to identify.
And I wish I could have cropped out this nonsense, because you see the kind of stupidness that these idiots, these vacuous individuals, bereft of any form of intelligence. Since they're born, intelligence been chasing them down, but they've been running like Jackie Joyner Kersey in the Olympic Games. It just can't catch up with them. But the statement anyway.
My aim is to identify our members, ensure that our members are taken care of, our members are communicated with, and help build a structure, build a women's arm, build a youth arm. That is my aim. The previous General Secretary, Larry Barry, he did a good job to identify our members, ensure that our members are taken care of, our members are communicated with, and
it's a thing. You have to be one of them to be taken care of. Their members, you have to be one of them to be taken care of, for them to make sure that everything is okay with you. That is how they are dealing with things. And I just realized I've got this thing unplugged. That's why it's making that noise. I've got to plug back in that before it cuts off on me. I hope it has a few minutes left in case somebody calls. Yes, indeed, folks. We could take your call. If you call, no. You have to call no for us to be able to take your call. All right? Because I just realized that the laptop that is on, for some strange reason, is unplugged. And is about to go dead on me. So you've got to call now, if you're calling at all. Folks, that is the mindset of these individuals. You have to be one of them to benefit. You've got to be one of them to be able to benefit. Oh, no, not that. Right, we're going back. So, forget me. Right. 1473-440-7377. You know what? Somebody mentioned it a little while ago, and I think it might be important for me to play that again before we end tonight's program, because I don't want us to forget that. But before I don't want us to forget that, I want us to remember this particular one.
And I know some people heard that the minister lost it with the police. This is the first time I'm speaking about it. 7 months later, I'll tell you a story. I lost it with the police after burial for many reasons. But the Top Hill Senior Citizen Home was the biggest one. The biggest reason why. I recall we gave instructions.
And we have a call online. Hello, good night.
Good night, bro. Hey, I was looking at Sister Jenny here. I think she needed a backup. She needed some company there to help her press those guys and them, and she seemed like she was getting kind of nervous herself. And what I look at there is that with the Deputy Prime Minister, it's like they sing from the same song sheet. Because when the question about the National Lottery came up with the investigation, the same answer he gave, that's the same answer the deputy give, that they don't wasting time on little things like that to interrogate themselves or to waste time on it, so that according to the thing, take them off a track when they're not answering the question as to what the matter is. But I think Sister Jenny was getting kind of nervous. I think she needed a little support there, somebody to help press her on those questions. That was my observation tonight.
All right, my brother.
Those guys and them are miserable, wicked. Yeah.
All right, thank you so very much.
So when they tell you that the
all right.
So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister costs police, yes, I did. So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister costs police, yes, I did.
police officers, when all you're voting, just remember this one. Yeah, all when all you're voting, just remember that. That is the kind of thing all you're voting for, you know.
So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister costs police, yes, I did.
Yeah, that's the kind of behavior. Now all they want to come and tell people when to play jab and when to play music and when to do this and when to do that. And that's the kind of behavior you all display, isn't it? Yeah?
So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister costs police, yes, I did.
So we have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hey, sir.
I just call back to let you know the officer that it costs is my uncle, right? So, don't worry about the guys, when the time is right, the time will be right for him.
Any police, any self-respecting member of the Royal Grenada Police Force, any branch that gets up on election morning, and they have this special day for election, gets up on the day that police officers have to vote, goes to a polling station and casts a vote for the NDC, that is the type of disrespect they're casting, a vote to continue. Yeah? I hope.
And remember, and he boasted, remember, he cost the Minister of Finance, that's his brother, and he cost him. They don't care, I tell you, they're crazy. You understand me?
My friend, the man already say if he talk about things, send him in Mount Gay, and we see him talking about the thing he said he shouldn't talk about. So
this fellas are really.
We understand fully how that goes.
But when the time is right, brother.
Yeah, man. All right, my brother.
When the time is right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, folks. And as we get ready to close off the program tonight, I just want to repeat something from last night for you. A vote for anything else other than the New National Party is a vote for the NDC. Yeah? If you vote for anything, if you go into a polling station on election day and you take God and country out of your mind and you were to take that pencil and cast a vote next to anything but the New National Party, you are voting for the NDC. So even if you go and you vote and you don't put the vote next to the heart, that is where it go in. Because you are assisting them in their agenda. People who treat the police like they feel like treating them, just do the police, so you cost the police, so yes, I cost them. Yeah? People who, when police officers reach up in Carriacou and thing, and they just beat up on the boat to come up in Carriacou and thing, start to cost them before they could even come off the boat. They didn't even get to put down the Jola yet. You want to cost them. That sort of thing. So remember, a vote for anything, any third party you vote for, you're voting for NDC. You are assisting them in their agenda. If you seek change and you want change and you believe in change in Grenada, the only party who has changed and changes Grenada for the better is the New National Party. No other organization. The NDC has never made any significant impact. None of the NDC. This is the third NDC administration. And they have never made any significant impact on Grenada. It has always been the New National Party to come in and do the infrastructural and the development of the people. And I mean, come on, you have people coming back from scholarships right now into Grenada. And these people went out there during the period of the New National Party. And now you have the activists of the NDC and them out there making statements like these people and them was NNP people that just some of these people, the people children, my goodness, coming on radio in the morning, people who it doesn't seem as though they're able to read, coming on radio in the morning and talking about how people you start to find out if it's NNP before you get all kind of nonsense. I ain't even going to repeat their nonsense. But it was the NNP that got those scholarships and got the opportunities for those young people that are returning and offering their services to Grenada right now. So we need to understand what we had and what we can have in the form of the New National Party, where you have a mix of youth and experience. With the present administration, all you have is worthlessness, lack of experience, and arrogance. The worst thing to be is stupid and arrogant at the same time. That the worst combination. A stupid, arrogant person is the worst combination ever. If you're stupid and you're not arrogant, you might learn. But once you're arrogant and you're stupid, you believe everything okay with you, you're not going to learn anything. It's the worst combination to possibly have. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. Yeah, the new mic working nice. It's been wonderful being here with you on Talking Points tonight. We will be back tomorrow night, God's willing. And remember, from 6:30 tomorrow, we will be having that constituency meeting. Yeah, that pop-up meeting up there in River Sally. That starts at 6:30 p.m. So we're looking forward to that one. And then after that, we believe they will be finished by 9. If not 9, just a little after 9. So we will be prepared and here to do the program. So we're looking forward to that one. In the interim, you will find that meeting being broadcast via Talking Points from 6:30. So folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you in everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. And you know, I had a song to end with and I lose the song, you know. Yeah, I had a nice song to end with and I lose my song tonight. Oh, that could happen to me. Yes, indeed, folks. So I am out.